Hey, everyone. It's your girl, Hannah Bianca Gant. I am extremely excited to be joining you. If you were watching this, depending on what year, when you're watching this, but this is during COVID-19 2020 that I'm doing this video. And I'm specifically doing this video for that reason. I've been getting lots of questions from my fellow HR superstars, my fellow HRpreneurs, asking about starting and launching their business amidst COVID-19. So if you have that same question, this video is for you. For those of you that don't know who I am Hannah Bianca Gant, and I help HR professionals profit rather from their knowledge and their expertise in HR. So I help them turn their HR skills, their knowledge into a side hustle or into a full-time business. So I've been doing that now for about 2.5 years. My background is in human resources. That's the only thing professionally that I've ever really done besides teaching. And I just love the field of HR. I have been able to launch, turn my side hustle into full-time entrepreneurship, and now have since been able to hire additional staff members, things of that nature. So here I am. That's a little bit about my spill. I am a wife and I'm a mother of 4. I'm here in the Maryland area, and I just love what I do, love being able to link what I believe God has called me to do to the hearts of others. So with that said, we're going to get right into it. Again, I've been getting lots of questions about this, like, hey, Hannah, I've been watching your videos. With COVID-19, with businesses closing down and layoffs happening, do you think that this is the right time to start an HR business? Like, what do you do? Well, for those of you that have, because I know different types of people watch this channel, right? So, this channel, I don't just talk to HRpreneurs. Sometimes I'll give HR advice for career professionals and business owners as well. But for those of you that are HRpreneurs watching this, you might be in different levels of your business. So some of you might still be in the idea phase. I'm like, I really want to do it. I don't know where to start. I don't even know which services I want to offer. Then there are some of you that might be like, hey, I definitely know which services I want to offer. I just don't know what to do next. And then there's some of you like, hey, girl, listen, I just need some encouragement once in a while, and I just come in and tune in because you give me some encouragement, and I know that I'm not by myself. So wherever you land, I want you to know that you are welcome. But this video definitely is for everyone. What I started out saying that because depending on where you are in your HRpreneur journey depends on the reality of COVID-19, especially how it impacts business, right? So for those of you that are already in HR, you've probably had to experience, you probably have been the ones doing the layoffs for your clients, right? You've probably been the one that has to write the policies, or you've been studying the FFCRAs and the effect on OSHA and all of that stuff, like I've been doing for the last few weeks. I'm like done. Like last week, I was like, you know what? I don't care what new guidelines come out this week. I ain't reading nothing. I was tired, y'all. Listen, I had to do a COVID-19 hairstyle. The hair salons all closed up and stuff. So this is my COVID-19 hairstyle. How y'all like it? It's different, right? But anyway, I had to do something. Right? But you're probably already seeing that for those of you that are already established in your HR company. There are, for those of you that are like, I haven't even launched yet. I haven't even scheduled a session with you yet, Hannah, right? Those of you that are watching that are in that particular position, you might be a little nervous about starting. But this is what I want to encourage all of you on today. The reality is that COVID-19 is very serious, and it is making a huge economic impact on many businesses worldwide, right? But there are still some companies that are moving right along, that are hiring, right? There are some companies that are, especially for those of you that are HRpreneurs that are looking to offer services to businesses, specifically is who I'm talking to probably today. But there are companies that are hiring. There are companies that they might have had to do some reduction, but they're still thriving. They're still existing, rather, right? So all is not necessarily lost with every industry. So you want to kind of, and I know I have those of you that are watching from all over the world. So I want you to kind of look at your target market, and this might be a time to, rather than say, hey, maybe should I stop doing what I'm doing, or should I launch, look at your target market and see if they're still, if they how badly they're affected, right? Because that determines whether or not you go and knock on their doors per se right now, because it's such a sensitive time period. The second thing I would say is that with the businesses that have been impacted, especially those companies that have like hundreds and thousands of employees that have had to do massive layoffs, or even those that have had 50 employees or less, what I have found is that some of those companies, some of them maybe not, they still need some type of HR consultation um, about how to lay off. So if that's your specialty, if your specialty is succession planning, if your specialty is like HR compliance, if your specialty is with offboarding, exiting, things of that nature, especially how it relates to Cobra, all of that, I think that there might be a lane for you. But again, it's such a sensitive period that, again, just depending on where you are, such a sensitive period, in that even if the company needs you, it's about how to even get in front of that official's face, right? They're so bombarded with so much other stuff. It's kind of hard for them to kind of take a breath and say, oh, this is what I need, But I have seen that there are some companies, especially those that are progressive enough, even those that are smaller, and even those that already have HR folks on a team, they're like, hey, we need some help, some guidance on how to do some layoffs, because we're in that position. So again, those of you that have specialty in that, I definitely see a kind of a void in the marketplace as it relates to that. Somebody that knows what the heck that they're talking about, that can go in and again talk about these new laws, these new legislations that have been keeping up with all of this stuff, right? Something else that I've seen, that I've experienced within Career Image Solutions, is that we've received an increase of service requests from career professionals. So for those of you that don't know, with Career Image Solutions, that's the name of our HR consulting company, we have about 3 lines of business, and one of which is where we provide HR outsourcing to different companies. We have our specific target markets, but anyway, another line of business is with, we offer lots of different trainings, workshops, coaching, you name it. And then our first baby, that I just, that's the reason why the name is Career Image Solutions, is offering career professionals advice and just tools, and equipping them, empowering them to get the jobs of their dreams. So we've been doing that all along. It's just that some of the other lines of businesses just ended up growing out of offering that service. But I've totally seen an increase, and this isn't like the biggest increase that we've ever had or anything like that. I don't want to, you all know I'm huge about transparency. So I'm not even saying that it's like the largest service, request that we've ever seen. But in terms of there being such a pandemic, and there being such a halt in business, I was shocked that we saw as many career professionals reaching out for their resumes to get done, LinkedIn profiles. Like, people are like, hey, I want to be ready. I want to be positioned for life after COVID-19. My pastor has been preaching a sermon on that, y'all, that there is life after COVID-19. So that's what I'm going to segue into next. Because regardless of the impact, and again, I know I have different people that are watching this, but you have to know what you are called to do. Because the reality is that just because there is chaos around you, that does not mean that the vision changes. It does not mean that the purpose changes. So, which is why I tell you all the time, if you've watched any of my videos, I specifically know that I work better with HR professionals that are called to start an HR either side hustle or business. For those that, again, you have different reasons like, oh, I need to make some extra money, blah, blah, blah. But if you are called to it, we're going to have a different type of connection. If you're like, I know this is what I'm supposed to do in this season of my life. And if that is you, then you have to use this time wisely, even if clients are not knocking on your door, whether you're offering resume services, whether you're offering coaching services, whether you are offering employee manual services, whatever service you are offering, even if they are not knocking on your door, you have to take this time to prepare to be in their faces so that when life after COVID-19 does present itself, they would remember you. This is a great opportunity to still get your house in order. If you have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for, like, oh my gosh, I need to work with you, Hannah. So you might not even want to work with me. You might say, hey, I know I need to get my company name together. I know I need to get this together. I know I need to get this registered. This is the perfect time to do so. I mean, for many of us, we're still working, but we have to admit that we have some pockets of time in our schedule now that many of us don't have to use or utilize because we don't have to necessarily travel. Again, some of you might still be traveling to work, so I totally get that. But many of us that are watching probably don't have that extra transportation time. You don't have to, get the children ready for school. Although I am homeschooling, y'all pray for me. Have a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old in the house. So y'all better pray for me. All right. But regardless, what I'm saying is I really do think that, lots of businesses have halted. I'm not even going to, sugarcoat that. They're not, don't knock on my door, please. I'm just trying to breathe right now, right? So you might get that sense. But again, there are companies that are like, hey, we need your help. But you might find that it may be for shorter term projects. But even if that's not the case, I'm encouraging you to use this time wisely for you to reset, to get back into alignment, to begin to ask God what He's called you to do, who you're supposed to be in the kingdom, who are you called to? What is that very thing that you're supposed to do with this time that you have left on this earth, right? I really encourage you to do so because there is life after COVID-19. And oh my gosh, how silly would you feel if life after COVID-19 comes and you still not ready, right? Get ready, get your stuff together. Some things that you could probably get together for those of you that are still in the process of launching. Y'all see how laid back, because I had to get real with y'all. Get your stuff together. Okay. Serious. You sit up straight now. No. Some things that I think that you could definitely use to get together, especially within your HR business. For those of you that are called to it, you definitely want to make sure that you have a name, a registered name for your company. If you are taking it to that level, if you just want to be an independent contractor and just offer ad hoc support services for other individuals, you might not necessarily have to do that. Okay. Make sure you have your agreements in place. Whatever services you are going to be offering, make sure you have your agreements in place. So that way, when business comes knocking on your door, you don't have to figure out where to go get it, things of that nature, right? You have your agreements in place, agreements in working with that particular client. So again, whether it's a career professional, whether it's a business, whether those of you might also be looking to do training, like we do, we have training agreements, things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you have those agreements in place. Something else that you could be working on right now is ensuring that you are establishing and increasing your sphere of influence. So those individuals that you know that you need to tap into their brain power, those individuals that you need in order for your business to thrive, to be successful, this is the time for you to really establish connection with those individuals, because guess what? You don't have to pay to take them to lunch, because can't nobody go nowhere, right? So reach out to them on LinkedIn, see if you can steal 15 minutes of their time, or send them. One of the things that really helped me, because I get a lot of people that want to pick my brain, is that if you have like it would be great to just maybe, if you really want to get somebody's time and have them respond to you, maybe send them an email or a message saying, hey, these are the questions that I have. Do you mind if we sat down and talked about it? And I find that that's super, super helpful. But again, this is the time that you really want to, again, begin expanding your sphere of influence. You know that you've already been in business. For those of you that are watching, you've already been in business. You're like, hey, Hennifer, I'm where you are. I'm past you, Hennifer. And you want to make sure that you're getting your taxes together. Get your accountant together, get your bookkeeping together, get your certifications together, whatever it is, those administrative related tasks, what I like to call, when I'm coaching other HRpreneurs, I talk to them about in business activity and on business activity. So a lot of what I'm talking about are the on business activities, right? So this is the time that you really want to focus in on that. This is a great time to do it, because again, there might be some great ad hoc projects. I'm telling you, HR is critical, is so critical right now. I mean, all of the legislations that are coming out is affecting HR. It's a fact, like HR has to be on the forefront in order for these things to be implemented and executed. Whether the person is an HR professional or not, that person, whoever is executing it, has to have some type of HR hat in order for things to roll out seamlessly, smoothly. And I'm telling you, I've heard of some interesting stories that have been happening so far. So again, can business still come your way? Absolutely. But I will say that it probably will not be as much as what we've seen before. I mean, I've spoken to some of my other colleagues that are also full-time HRpreneurs, and it's totally taken a hit on their current income if most of their clients have been non-essential. You know what I mean? So again, those businesses are closed not because they didn't have customers. They're closed because the law said that they had to close. So if once things begin to open up in Jesus' name, you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared. You want to be active. You don't want to be, can people find you? Are you ready? Are you ready for the things that you said that you want? So anyway, I thought that this would be helpful. Hopefully I answered some of those questions that you all had, and I was able to give you all some insight from my perspective as to whether or not you should still launch your business, your HR business, even throughout COVID-19. My answer is yes. Even if you already have your business, still get your stuff together, get your own business stuff together, because you want to be visible, because when the doors open up again, they will open up again. Excuse me. They will open up again. So when they open up again, you want to be ready for that. Hope this was helpful to you all. As usual, please, please, please comment. I read all of my comments, and you all know I respond back to you. I enjoy it. I love making new HR friends. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, don't forget to command your day. If you want more information about how to find out more, if you want to find out more information about some of the services that we provide, especially for HRpreneurs, feel free just to email us at services@career-image.com. Now, if you're watching this in April, we too have had to make some shifts with our current staff. So please give us some time to get back to you. Again, that's services@career-image.com. All right, everyone, don't forget to have a great day.